Greetings, everyone. My name is Sean Francis, aka Heavy Dread. I'm here to set the record straight on a lot of things that's been going on in the community, so-called flat earth community or truther community. Now, all of a sudden, I don't even know where to begin, man. First of all, shout out to Seven Bomar, shout out to Santos Bonacci, and, the likes of these kind of people and inspirational teachers that taught me, and, well, I wouldn't say teach, but brought me into the understanding or the realization of what is really going on. Now, first I had to done away with my how do you say that word, Bible believing religious mind frame, the way we were all brought up and taught up by our mother, father, grandmother, sisters, cousins, families, community, neighborhoods, and so-called skin color. We were all taught to be, if you were this certain skin color, then you're a certain way, you must be a certain way, you have these traits of these certain ways, the whole fuckery, religious fuckery. So I had to get rid of the how you say, dissident, well, whatever the word is, man. I'm not really vocabulary like that. Alright? So, first you have to get rid of that. And then you have to go inside yourself. You have to really stop and think about all the things that's going on around in the world. All the lies that, they told us. First for me, it started out with, first being a Rasta. Okay? Being in the whole religious Rastaman mind frame of King Selassie, and he is God and he's the power and all of that. Then after that, after I kind of always had a insight for spiritual insight, so after I figured out that whole thing was just a story, basically, and that's an African story. That's for the Ethiopian people in that village in that time. That was their politics that was going on at that time, you see, and here, the world turned it into a religion, turned it into a fucking cult, a religion, a following. Now he came to Jamaica and now he got everybody following him as he is God. And anyway, I got out of that whole bullshit, okay? And then I jumped right out of the fire into the frying pan, because I got right into the Israelite doctrine. Then I started believing I'm an Israelite. I'm Esau and Jacob, and I'm an Israelite, and I'm a dark-skinned tribes and white man and all this other religious fuckery that we all get indoctrinated with, okay? So here I am in Virginia for about 3 years. When I was living in Virginia for about 3 years, going out on the streets and proclaiming to be an Israelite and proclaiming to wake people up, wake the masses up and to their true identity and all of that bullshit, okay? So, that went on for a couple of years. I guess the universe didn't really want that to happen too much longer. And, things always happen, bad things happen, sometimes to show people a point, okay? So going through that whole mind frame, I came down with diabetes, so they say. And, I was, long story short, I ended up in the hospital. I had an operation, and I lost a couple of things, okay? But doing that loss of a couple of things, I also gained 100% spirituality, man, of everything. I got stories that I can tell, at another time I'll talk about these stories. But I got stories that I can tell, okay, that would just bring some of you people into 100% realization real quick, real fast. Okay? Because these are things, experiences people have to go through. You can't just sit here and sit online and watch YouTube videos and listen to a bunch of songs and watch videos and think that you're in the know and you have some kind of spiritual knowledge and you know. So I got out of that whole Israelite doctrine, and I jumped right back into the frying pan again, because I started following the Black Power movement. Sarnetta TV and these guys, in 129th Street in New York. So I started following them and started, Black Power, yeah, our people, Africa, and all of this bullshit, okay? Come to find out and come to realize that, none of that's actually just fucking stems from Christianity and all the dogmas and religions from way back in the 30s after the Great Depression, when they pour all this stuff out on the world, basically, in America and the world, okay? So all this religious mind frame I had to get out of, okay? So now all this time, mind you, all this time since, like, let's say 2005, I've been having great spiritual insights about, like, truth, and like Illuminati and Nibiru, went through that whole phase, and space and the stars and the planets and all of that, and the vibration. So all of that was just a pretext or a lead or a base understanding for when I met guys like Santos Bonacci and Seven Bomar, who really broke down the real meaning of these things, okay? And these things resonated with me like no other, okay? And there was one time, now I do music, I make beats, I record music, but I haven't done for a while because the Israelite doctrine and all of that shit kind of put it on the back burner, so to speak, because here I am thinking that there is a God coming, so I don't need to make any music, I don't need to do anything but just wait for this God to come and give us powers, and we'll be saved, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I do music. So now lately, like, I've always had a spiritual inclination for vibrations, for sound, for music, for light, but never really understand it, okay, till I met Seven Bomar and Santos Bonacci online, started watching some videos, not only them, there's other people, I can't mention names right now, I'm just not vocabulary or remembering like that, I smoke too much herbs in my life. So when I met these spiritual teachers, man, they opened up a lot of insight for me, okay, and made me to realize that things ain't what it seems, man. And I've always had this vibe, but they kind of brought out the vibe more, like, man, and I had a revelation one day. And I make music, that's what I was going to say, I make music. So that day when I had that revelation, listen, the earth is flat, they're lying to us, there's no space, the stars are not like what they say, they never went to the moon. Like, all of these things start resonating with me, man. I had goosebumps on my hands. I was enlightened for, like, just, that feeling, man, of, like when you're scared or you watch something scare the shit out of you. You got that feeling, that rush of adrenaline. That's how it was, man. And I went in the studio, my little studio, and I recorded about 6 tracks. All I did basically was I laid down some of my beats and I put on some like instrumental of some other stuff like was online at the time or something like that, and I just kind of just rapped and sang over over the music, because I had this enlightening, I had this spiritual enlightening, man, when you realize that everything you've been told is a fucking lie, everything, and you realize now why certain things make sense, like why when 2009 or 10 I was in Virginia, and why did I see the sun in the sky at the same, I was at work in the morning, I saw the sun in the sky, and I saw the moon in the opposite side of the sky. And that didn't sit well with me, because as far as I know, that's not supposed to happen, because the sun reflects the light off of the moon, and that's how we see the moon, you know. So these things all just sat in me, and always, and you know, they just start waking up. They just start waking up and realizing that everything we've been ever told since we was a baby is basically been lies, and just to mold us into this way. Okay, so after I had my surgery in 2014, I immediately, well, not immediately, but right after that, it took a couple of months of just figuring stuff out, turned vegan, turned vegetarian, put away meat, flesh, and all of that, you know, because that's all other souls, other sentient beings with soul and spirits in them. Why are you killing and eating animals which are our friends, and they have soul, they have a mind, they can talk, they could talk with their mind. Like if you go next to a bird will fly away. If you see a dog will look at you a kind of way, and there's somebody in there, there's a spirit in there, there's a soul in there, okay? There's intelligent life in there, there's nervous system running through that animal, there's nerves which is take senses and communicate senses to your different parts of your body. There's nerves, there's a soul, which means there's a brain, which means there's a ultimate controller of this animal. So why are we eating these other so-called friends to us? Okay, so I put away all of those. You know, it took time, but I put all that away, man. Now I'm not 100%. I still eat, you know, I still got that cheese craving, you know, I still eat certain things you have that craving for, but I'm working on all of that, okay? Nobody's perfect. We're working, we're striving for perfection. We're striving to perfect our being here that we've been so corrupted. So we're trying to get out of this mind frame, but it takes time. Now there's other people in it for 12, 13 years vegetarian. Okay, like some of my teachers, Seven Bomar and Santos Bonacci. These guys have been vegetarian for years. You know, there's also this other guy, Ralph Smart. He was one of the inspiration of me turning vegetarian. Just watching his videos after coming out of surgery and being home, and just vibing with him, and just seeing his reality and the way it all made sense. Okay, so changed my life, and now you cut out all of this animal flesh, meat, and all of these things, and you cut out all the lies that you've been told, and you retrain your mind, because now you've been told new things. You have new insight. And with all of these new insights and new changes, you're raising your frequency and your vibration slowly. And the more you raise your frequency and vibration slowly, the more knowledge comes to you. The more you get insight on this whole matrix, this whole life game, this whole why are they lying? Why are things not the way they seem to be? Why, you know, you get it. And it's a journey. It's day by day. It's you have to live in the now moment. Everything is day by day, now by now, you know. And you have to have a strong intent. Okay, your intent is your will. Your intent is your power. Okay. Now I could sit here and believe in a Jesus or a God all I want, and put all my faith and trust in them, for them to control, you know. No, you is your own God. You is your own power, your own will, your own intent. You set your intentions and you follow through with them. You see, you don't sit and wait around for no God or no Jesus or no Selassie to come and help you. All right, and this goes for everybody. Not because my skin color is brown. Okay, we all humans. We all came from the source of consciousness, which is positive vibration, which is endless life forever. This source knows nothing but to correct itself and to keep bettering life. Let's put it like that. Life. It doesn't know anything else but to keep producing life. Okay? Now, we're the ones that keep holding on to the negativity. We're the ones that living in the negativity. You see? But if we erase all of that and just move forward in positivity and look for everlasting good, which is not easy, man, because we've been brainwashed, we've been fooled, we've been tricked, we've been lied to constantly, like in multiple ways, in different fashions, and religions and everything. So one have to pay attention to oneself. One have to go inside oneself and know thyself. Understand? Know when you were born and start studying your birth time. Start studying, start looking into the wandering stars and what did they do. Start looking into the sun, the moon. Okay? Start looking at nature. Start looking around you and seeing the things that are real. Not the things that you've been taught that's faith or fantasy, or you just believing in things that's not even there. Who fucking makes that kind of word anyway? Faith. Believing in things that's not seen or some bullshit like that. No. I believe in the things that I see and I know. The sun shines in the sky every day and it gives us life. If it wasn't for the sun, the plants wouldn't grow. If it wasn't for the sun, certain things on this earth wouldn't happen. We need the sun and the moon. You understand? So these are the things that is number one. First of all, you have to study what they are and what they're for. These are the things that's number one. Then how do you come about? Who are you? What are you? You see? Where do you come from? How do you operate? What's inside of you? Who are you? These are the things you have to find out. This is my little boy here. When I was in the Israelite doctrine, I named him Jacob. Because I was fooled. But it's alright, because he's still my Jake. See? So, anyway, cut that out. So, anyway, we're going to get on.